Hello, Kabayan.
Is 6,000 pesos enough to start investing?
Yes, it is.
Today, we're not going to say you need big capital first. I'm going to lay out every place your 6,000 pesos can go. Digital banks, mutual funds, pag-ibig, cooperatives, time deposit, and at the end, I'll explain why so many OFWs are crossing over into real estate, specifically condo investment, as their next step. Stay with me until the end, because that's where I'll show you how this can become your passive income, or your retirement fund someday. Section 1. Digital banks. First on the list, digital banks. You probably already know these. Maya, GoTime, Sim, Tonic. What's great here is you can open an account even while you're abroad. Most of them have no minimum balance, and the savings interest rates are higher than traditional banks, sometimes reaching 4% to 6% per year depending on the promo. If you put your 6,000 pesos here, it's a big help as an emergency fund. It's accessible, there's an app, you can track it even from another country.
But, and this is a big but, it's not designed to grow your money significantly. It's more for safety and liquidity, not for building wealth.
So think of this as your first step. A parking space for your money while you decide where to take it next.
Section 2. Mutual funds. Second, mutual funds.
Here, you entrust your money to a fund manager, and they invest it in stocks, bonds, or a combination of both depending on the type of fund. You can start with as little as 1,000 pesos to 5,000 pesos in many of these, so your 6,000 pesos is more than enough to get in. What's great here is that it's professionally managed. You don't need to be a stock market expert. But like anything tied to the stock market, there's risk. The value can go down, especially in the first few years. So mutual funds are better suited for OFWs who have 5 years or more before they need the money. This isn't your emergency fund, it's for your medium to long-term goals. Section 3, Pag-ibig MP2. Now, one of our favorites, Pag-ibig. Specifically the MP2 savings program. Why is it a favorite? Because it's government-backed, meaning more trust, and the dividend rate last year reached almost 6% higher than a lot of time deposits. You can contribute as little as 500 a month, so your 6,000 pesos is more than enough. It could even cover a whole year's worth of contributions if you budget it out. It has a 5-year maturity, and the dividends are tax-free. For OFWs who want guaranteed, low-risk growth while they're working abroad, this is a big factor. The only downside, your money is locked in for 5 years. If you need it before that, there's a penalty or your dividend gets reduced if you withdraw early. Section 4, Cooperatives. Next, cooperatives. Many of us, especially those from the provinces, are members of a cooperative, community-based lending or savings group. What's appealing here is the dividends can be high, sometimes 8%, 10%, even up to 15% is what we hear.
It's community-based too, so there's a personal connection. But, let's be careful here. Not every cooperative is registered and regulated by the Cooperative Development Authority.
Before you put in your 6,000 pesos, or any amount, verify their registration first, research their track record, and don't just believe it if they promise an unusually high guaranteed return.
If the promise is way too high compared to other investments, that's usually a red flag. Section 5, Time Deposit. And of course, the most traditional option, time deposit.
You place your 6,000 pesos in a bank for a fixed term, 30 days, 90 days, a year, and you can't touch it until the term ends, in exchange for a fixed interest rate.
What's great here is it's predictable and safe, no drama, you know exactly how much you'll get back.
But the truth is, time deposit interest rates are mostly just 1% to 2.5% per year, low compared to inflation. So if a big chunk of your savings is sitting only in time deposits, your money is slowly losing value compared to the rising cost of living. Section 6, Why Condo is the next step. Now, this is where I get to the heart of this video. Everything I've mentioned, digital banks, mutual funds, piggy, cooperative, time deposit, all great places to start. But notice, most of them function to park or slightly grow your money. None of them create something you can actually live in, rent out, or pass on to your family.
This is where real estate comes in, specifically, condo investment. Why condo?
First, unlike a savings account or time deposit where your money just sits static, a condo is an appreciating asset. Its value grows over time, especially with a strategic location.
Second, it has cash flow potential. You can rent it out, and that rental income can be bigger than the dividend from any savings instrument.
And third, and this is the most personal part for many OFWs, the condo is tangible proof of years of hard work abroad. It's not just a number in an app or a passbook.
It's something your family can live in when you come home, or a legacy you can leave for your children. Now, I know your question, Arlene, it's only 6,000 pesos, how can I afford a condo? You're right, you don't pay the full amount all at once.
What many of our car buyers do is pay 6,000 pesos up to a few thousand pesos a month as reservation and monthly amortization while the unit is still under construction. Then after a few years, once it's finished, that's when they start paying the full amount through bank financing or a piggy housing loan. So it works almost like a savings plan too, but in the end, you end up with a real, growing asset, not just interest in a bank. So let's go back to the question from the start. Where should you put your 6,000 pesos?
If you want a safety net, a digital bank or time deposit.
If you want steady, government-backed growth, piggy MP2. If you're open to a little more risk for bigger potential, mutual funds, with caution around cooperatives. But if your real question is, how do I turn my hard-earned money from abroad into a real, lasting asset?
That's where condo investment comes in.
If you'd like to know how to get started, even with a small budget right now, Just comment condo below, or message me directly, and I'll walk you through it step by step.